Hi, this is Anita from Real Estate Crunch. Today we're going to talk about the 15 top mistakes that home sellers make and how to avoid them. So you have your home, you want to be able to sell it, and what are some things that you should look for? Well, one mistake that a lot of them make is by working alone. They think, well, I really don't need professional assistance. I can do this all on my own. I don't need anyone to help me. I'm gonna figure this out. And that's one of the top mistakes, because then they're really losing out on a lot of the expertise that a real estate agent can give you or can bring along to this. The other one is waiting too long to sell. Holding off on selling in hopes to get a better price can sometimes backfire, especially if your home depreciates in value or the market becomes saturated. So, some people might just say, oh, they think their home's worth so much more than it actually is. So they keep holding off on it, hoping it will be better. Pricing too high. That's another one where they really price it too high. So they scare off potential buyers. People will look around and they'll say, what's going on in other places of the market? What's a price that's similar to the one that I'm looking at now? A good buyer will always do their research and always know what the price about should be. And that's again where a good real estate agent could be able to come in and help you and to be able to tell you what you need to do for the pricing. Another one is selling as is. Listing your home without addressing obvious issues or making repairs can deter buyers and may lead to lowball offers. If people go into a house and feel like they got to make a whole bunch of repairs, a whole bunch of adjustments to it, they may not be happy and decide to go with something which will have less hassle to it. So, even minor repairs like a fresh coat of paint, fixing leaky faucet can make a significant difference. For major issues, consider the cost to ratio. And then, you can decide which repairs you would need to do to get your best turn on on the investment. Obviously, if you can do a bunch of expensive returns, it can make no difference. It may not be worth doing it. So that's where you've got to really check it out and decide what is worth doing. The other thing people do is they keep clutter. They leave your house cluttered during showings to make it appear smaller and less appealing. So if you really want your house to seem appealing, please, take out the clutter, make it look good so that people want to come in and say, this could be a place that I would want to live in. The other thing is not depersonalizing the space. They keeping personal items such as family photos or unique decor can make it harder for buyers to envision the space as their own. So if you're really looking for people to come in and they want to see it as their space, help them to be able to see that this is their space by the way that essentially, that's why they call it staging the home, the way that you make the home look and feel so that people will want to come in and will want to purchase the property. Skipping major repairs is another one, which we've talked about before, like leaky roof or faulty plumbing. Most people don't want to come in and don't want to fix that stuff unless they're going to buy it because they're going to flip the house or they have the ability to do it. Then maybe they do, but most people don't want to come in and be harassed with this. Cutting costs on photography. That they may try to skimp on photography, so you don't want to spend the money on it to make it look as good as possible. You want to be able to drive people to come in to your home to be able to view it, to see it. If they don't really come in to view and see it, you can't really sell it. So you need to make sure that all the marketing is appealing for people to want to come in. Hiding problems is another one. That concealing known issues such as mold or structural damage can lead to legal trouble. And it can also erode the buyer's trust. If suddenly, the buyer knew that this was a problem and you didn't disclose it to them, then at the same time, they probably won't trust you. You will not be considered trustworthy. Being unavailable for showings. Limiting availability for showings can frustrate buyers and reduce your chance of selling quickly. Make your home accessible for showings at convenient times, even if it means accommodating evenings or weekends. The more flexible you are, the more opportunities you'll have to attract serious buyers. If you're going to say to somebody like, oh, I can only show my house from 9 to 10 in the morning, well, you're going to limit yourself because a lot of people will be working then. So you're going to have to be able to be accommodating to basically maybe get out of the property and to allow people to go through your property without you there. Being unwilling to negotiate. Sometimes, most people come in and they expect that, here's the price and we're going to negotiate the price. So being unwilling to negotiate, it can really be a problem when it comes to being able to sell your house. Letting your emotions get the best of you. Some people they're very much emotionally attached to their house. They overprice it because of the emotions. They just allow it to cloud their judgment. They have unexpected expectations, and this can lead to very poor decision making. Failing to stage the home. If you really want your home to sell, you need to make it look the best that it can. And that will probably require that you stage the home. So make it more attractive, more appealing for people when they come in. You could consider to hire a professional stager who can come in and to help you to be able to stage the home. Overlooking curb appeal. When people drive up to the home, they want to feel like, oh, this is a nice place. I could see myself living here. You want them to have that feeling the minute they drive up that driveway. And so a lot of people, they don't think about the outside. They don't think about what that means and having a really good curb appeal so people feel like they want to belong there. The last one is mismanaging marketing. Failing to market your home effectively can limit exposure and reduce your chances of finding the right buyer. If you don't really, get the exposure you need, then you're not going to find the buyers you need. It could really slow down the sale of your home. If you'd like to be able to read more about this, you can read our blog post entitled Top 15 Mistakes Home Sellers Make and How to Avoid Them, and where we give you some more information and more tips for you to remember in this. We'll put a link to the blog in the description below so that you will be able to find it. We thank you so much for listening to us. We hope you'll check out our blog, realestatecrunch.com. And we just thank you for being part of our community. We truly do appreciate you. Thank you.